Hey guys, Dazzler Magic here, and wow, a lot of people watched my video yesterday. I thought it was just like, oh, this might be interesting to 500 people. I could see why Papa Moda, aka Modahar, aka Some Ordinary Gamer, has so many viewers. But today we're jumping into the Jumpstart spoilers, and if this is anything like the last Jumpstart, it has about 1 billion cards in it. So for today, I'm covering just the mythics and some interesting rares, and I don't know, depending on how many views this gets, because honestly, nobody's talking about this, nobody's buying it, nobody cares. Moving on to this, like Magic 30 didn't even happen, wow. I'd say it's tone deaf, but honestly, it's like outright malicious. You know what else is? Lita, Mechanical Engineer. So she's a 3-cost 3/3 legendary artifact creature artificer. That's right, an artifact artificer. And she's got Vigilance, and at the beginning of your end step, untap each other artifact creature you control. Dang. And if you pay 4 and tap her, create a 5/5 colorless vehicle artifact token named Zeppelin with flying and crew 3. Okay. And you don't like create it till end of turn, you just create it. Now she doesn't untap herself, it's every other, but still, like, this is a really powerful card in the right artifact deck. I don't know who runs a mono white artifact deck, but if they do, run Godsend, which I'm pissed is not in here. So as far as I could tell, this is not a reprint, and so this card's already pre-ordering for $20, and appears to already be sold out where I'm looking. Next up, Circle of Loyalty. Oh yeah, legendary artifact. It's a 6-cost, and this spell costs 1 less to cast for each knight you control. And yeah, this is from Eldraine. Creatures you control get +1/+1, and then whenever you cast a legendary creature, create a 2/2 white knight. I always love that. Creature token with Vigilance. And if you pay 4 and tap them, create a 2/2 white knight creature token with Vigilance. If you think, oh, that could be pretty powerful, 79 cents. So no. Next up, Archon of Sun's Grace. I just personally love this card. It's a reprint, of course, but still. It's a 4-drop double white creature Archon with flying and lifelink, 3/4, and Pegasus creatures you control have lifelink. Well, that came up once or twice, but the more important part is Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 white Pegasus creature token with flying. You know what else it has? Lifelink. This was, the last time around, one of the best Constellation cards in the game. But that's because he didn't really go too nuts with it, which is probably good. Next up, Selfless Spirit. I mostly threw this in to check the price on it. Oh yeah, the promo version of it, $55. Otherwise, Eldritch Moon original, $229. Okay, I remember this being higher, but you know, it's a 2-cost 2/1, which, you know, for flying, okay, that's decent. And then you can sack it at any time without tapping it, nothing, just straight up sack it. Creatures you control, all of them, gain indestructible till end of turn. This card was very problematic back then. Next up, Hour of Reckoning. It's a 7-cost triple white sorcery with Convoke and destroy all non-token creatures. So you can tap your creatures to pay for this, get it down to 3, and then blow them all up, which is hilarious. Next up, we just got some guy named Preston. Okay, it's about time they throw in something that isn't like, ooh, fantasy exotic sounding name. It's just Preston. Like, where's like Steve and Jim, you know? So it's 4-cost 2/5 legendary creature Rabbit Wizard, and whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it wasn't cast, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a 0/1 white illusion. And if you pay 2, sacrifice 5 illusions, exile target non-land permanent. Ooh, what a fun and interesting magic trick. So like Preston and Presto, and then like a rabbit pulling something out of a hat, probably a guide. I don't know. A little too unset for me, but also I don't care because like this might be Magic Cannon or something, but it's a Jumpstart set. Who cares? They jump the shark so hard on these. Whatever, dude. You want to have a Rabbit Wizard? Great. You want to have an Emiel the Blessed? Fantastic. This card's like worthless. People have been trying to do something with this, and they can keep on trying. I'll point you towards a better looking horse. Of course, it's a unicorn, but 4-cost 4/4 double white legendary creature unicorn. If you pay 3, exile another target creature you control, then return to the battlefield under its owner's control. And then whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1 hybrid with green or white-green. If you do, put a 1/1 counter on it. If it's a unicorn, put 2 1/1 counters on it. That's right, unicorn tribal. The ongoing joke for the last 10 or so years, at least in Magic. Oh, hey, more power to you. Next up, we got Panharmonicon, one of the biggest mistakes in Magic's recent history. I hate this, you hate this, we all hate this together. It's a 4-drop artifact, colorless of course, and if an artifact or a creature entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. At least it dropped to a $4.50 card because Magic is dying. But yeah, wish I never saw that again. Next up, Regal Caracal, because it's a cat. It's in one of the Jumpstart like sub packs titled Cat. There's like variations of it, and this is one of them. So the packs are random, but they're like random together, and I think there's a couple variances like in the cards that who cares? Nobody's gonna buy this. I don't care. Cheap reprints for Commander, yeehaw! Which should have been the title of this product actually. So it's a 5-drop 3/3, and other cats you control get +1/+1 in lifelink, so that's cool, but still, nobody played this when it was out. It's just too high, and there weren't enough cats. Oh, and then when it enters the battlefield, create 2/1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelink, so hey. Next up, Feladar's Retreat. This card was a mistake. It's 4-cost white enchantment with landfall, and whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, choose one, create a 2/2 cat, or put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control, and they gain vigilance until end of turn. This card was absolutely crushing. Next up, Ajani Strength of the Pride, because hooray for cats. It's a 4-cost legendary planeswalker, Ajani, of course, and +1, you gain life equal to the number of creatures you control, plus the number of planeswalkers you control, so at least one. And then -2, create a 2/2 white cat soldier creature token named Ajani's Pridemate, and it has, of course, the same as Ajani's Pridemate, which is whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on Ajani's Pridemate. If you have at least 15 or more life, with the 0, by the way, more than your starting life total, exile Ajani's Strength of the Pride I can read, and each artifact and creature your opponents control. That's right, you can drop them in and just board wipe. Asymmetric board wipe. So yeah, he was annoying, still a $10 card. Next up, Leonin War Leader, very popular card, 4/4 for 4, double white cat soldier, and when it attacks, create 2/1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelink that are tapped and attacking. Yeah, that ETB with the life gain, yeah, he was pretty good. Next up, Gideon, Champion of Justice. It's a 4-cost 4-drop here. Put a loyalty, or +1, put a loyalty counter on Gideon, and do it for each creature target opponent controls. So they control 10 creatures, you put 10 counters on them. 0 until end of turn. He becomes a human soldier creature token with power and toughness, each equal to the number of loyalty counters on him. Hello, and gains indestructible. He's still a planeswalker and prevent all damage that would be dealt to him this turn. And then -15 exile all other permanents other than Gideon. So that includes your lands, their lands, everything. It's all other permanents. So this is a gate crash card. You might think, well, how good really is he? And the answer is 99 cents worth of good. That is actually kind of surprising. I mean, he's not like amazing, but this looks like a $5 card to me, so kind of weird. Next up, the dog, the myth, the legend, Isamaru, Hound of Kanda. This was, I guess, I don't know if it was sarcastically memed or actually complained about, but considered very overpowered at one point. A 1-drop 2/2 vanilla, legendary creature dog. But guys, it's fine because it's legendary. Now, yes, that doesn't really actually practically mean anything other than you might not be able to drop 2 in, but you get a 2/2 for 1. Next up from Kamigawa Masters, Jumpstart, it's Michiko Konda, Truth Seeker. So 2/2 for 4, legendary creature, human advisor, and whenever a source an opponent controls deals damage to you, that player sacrifices a permanent. I love this card. This is going straight to my blue-white don't attack me or you're going to regret it deck. Oh yes, that commander deck is vicious. And next up, Lyra Dawnbringer. It's a 5-cost 5/5 legendary creature angel. Oh my gosh, I need some sleep. Flying, first strike lifelink, and other angels you control get +1/+1 and have lifelink. Yeah, she's outrageously good. She's no Gisela, but she is insanely powerful. Still to this day, a $16 card because Angel Tribal just kept getting reinforcements year after year. Speaking of that, Valkyrie Harbinger, this one's here too. I mean, it's just a 6-cost 4/5 Angel Cleric flying lifelink. At the beginning of each step, if you gained 4 or more life this turn, which, yeah, you probably did, create a 4/4 white Angel creature token with flying and vigilance. Heck yeah. And then there's Dawn of Hope, an enormous mistake on WotC's part, but they're bringing it back for some reason. It was problematic in Standard. In Jumpstart, the whole damn product is problematic. The power levels are all over the place, and usually there's like 3 pseudo packs or whatever, pack groups, pack names, sub-deck names, whatever, that will just dominate. They're just on a whole other level power-wise, because they just try to slip in a bunch of power reprints and value. So yeah, 2-drop enchantment, whenever you gain life, you may pay 2. If you do, draw a card, and then if you pay 4, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token with lifelink. Yeah, you can see why this was absolutely nuts in white life gain. I mean, I've been playing white life gain for like 4 years straight. I mean, come on, guys. Hey, speaking of that, Righteous Valkyrie. 3 cost 2, 4 Angel Cleric with flying, and whenever another Angel or Cleric enters the battlefield under your control, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness, and then as long as you have at least 7 life more than your starting total, creatures you control get +2/+2. All creatures. Not angels, not white creatures, all creatures. Yeah, still about a $7 card. And that is it. So this year's Jumpstart is 100% white. Don't question me on it and don't fact check. Okay, if anybody gives a single crap about this, I'll do the rest of the spoilers, but I'm so far behind at this point, you probably looked them up yourself. But, hey, let me know down below. I will say they did print Karn Liberated, so hooray! And yes, he looks awful. Some of this was like anime, so I think they just took some recycled or unused art, and I don't know what happened with this set. It's a train wreck, so is WotC. They don't know what they're doing, and Hasbro just ruined their business. So, I'll be sure to attend their bankruptcy auction, but in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.